Okay, so once I've decided to choose lead pages, not lead boxes, lead digits, or any of those choices, I select the templates. And I'm going to go with the standard template because it's just easier for starting out. And you can click on anything here and I can swap it out. So I want to click on image options. Let's try this one. Upload. Nope, it's going to put an overlay, but you're going to load a smaller logo. It is smaller, but I wouldn't want that logo on here. And because you're in the standard templates, not the drag and drop, you can't resize it. So that is a benefit on the drag and drops. You can resize things and kind of customize a little bit more. And then you just click on boxes that you want to change. And so here I'd want to explain. See, this is where it requires a little more copy because people might come here and land on this page when you send the link out and they need to know, what is it that I'm downloading? What am I getting? Why am I giving you my email address? By the way, I can change out this image. So when I click outside of this and I say the background image, you can see all hovering over these pieces here. The background image, I can select an image that I've got loaded in here. So I can select an image. I can remove this. I can hide it because I don't need that. And so I start customizing it. I'm just going to take this logo out because it's bothering me. And I can change the color of the overlays or I can remove it altogether. But if I'm putting text over here on the left, I'd want an overlay. But I can change the color of it and make it more opaque or more transparent. And so that's your overlay. Your logo container is here. So you're basically just scrolling down and making sure you've checked all the boxes. Your copyright, even the copyright, be careful not to overlook the little tiny copy here because down here, your contact information, you want to make sure it's linked. If you're leaving it there, you want to edit that text and link it to your contact information. So I would highlight and then go in and actually put my link in there by selecting the hyperlink icon here and put my contact information there. Your copyright information, see it says 2015, I would want to update that. I can put my company name. If you have a legal disclaimer on your website, I have a privacy statement on my website. I don't have a, maybe it's incorporated into that, but if you have that, then you can link to the website page where you have that legal information, or you can just remove it. If you don't have that and you just want the copyright, then just put your copyright date and your company name. And then again, if you want to link to your privacy statement, or you can remove this altogether. So it's up to you on what you, but don't forget to change these links at the bottom or hide them. And now the thing where it gets a little different, because all of this is just changing on the page. When you get to the button is going to control where your email is going, where their email is going. So when I click on this, it opens up a box. This is the lead box that's going to capture their information. For some reason, when you're in the button text, you click on it, but you have to edit over on the left. So if I wanted to change the text, I would do it here. Enter your email address and click the button below to get started. I like to change that. Typically, I say, where would you like us to send your, or let us know where to send. Oh, I cannot type. Must be sitting outside with the glare. Let us know where to send your guide or whatever it is you've created. So you can change what it says on the lead box. It is asking by default for name, email, and phone number. I don't want their phone number. Number one, the more you ask for, the less likely they're going to complete the form. So only ask for things you absolutely need to have. Now it's asking me about integrations. So my integration settings, I have to come down here and select, drop down and select MailChimp or your email service. And then what list do I want to put them in? It should show, oh, there it is. So I just had to hit reload and then my list showed up in there. So I don't want it to go to my CRM. If you use another tool, if you use a CRM tool that is not your email service, you may want to have that integrated and send it to your CRM. Integrate with lead notifications. I don't want any of this. I leave all these on no unless your webinar needs, unless you haven't integrated with your webinar service. That's the only one that if I'm doing a webinar, I would change that setting. But here I've got my email service. I've got the list that I want them to go into. And then I say, okay, customize that. Let us know where to send your guide. You could do something fun like that. And then instead of get started, customize the button text, because get started doesn't make sense for what I'm delivering. Download, or actually I'm going to put send me the guide. So customize every piece here so that and all you're doing is just clicking on that, but you're going to run a test before you are finished to make sure you've hit all those little buttons and all the little pieces that have to be customized. So once I have that, I say okay. I've got my integration selected there. I say okay. And you see back here, I still need to customize this, but if I click on the button, it takes me back to the form. To change the text on this button, you have to click on the little gear to change the text on the button. So remember, I want to say, send me the guide. And so that it's changed there, I would change my text. Obviously, we've already gone over all these pieces. I've got my image here. Okay, so I've got the send me the guide. Let me go back through all these because this dropped the first name field. So over here on the left, where you had your integration, header image, header text, all the things you can change here, I want to make sure I check the box for first name. So those two should be checked. Then I click OK. So everything looks right. So I say save. And I name my page LinkedIn character count. You can come in here and put SEO tags. So if this is being published to the public, you might as well fill out the name field, put a little description of what it is, because sometimes in someone's search, your lead page, because it's a public now web page, can come up in a search. So enter in your keywords, your description, and so forth. Where it has lead page options, where it had the SEO tags and tracking codes. Tracking codes is where if you're doing a campaign that you'll be running ads to, you'll need to put the Facebook pixel here. And that's really all you need. And then you're going to say publish. When I say publish, it's going to give me the URL. I take this URL, I copy it, and you're going to write a list somewhere with your name of your lead magnet with your URL. Say done. And there's one thing that I wanted to show you that I know that I did not do, and that is a thank you page. So I would run a test, and if I run this test and I take that URL that I just copied and I plug it in a blank tab, it's going to take me to my lead page. I'm going to say, I'm going to pretend I'm coming in here as a tester, and I'm going to send me the guide. Now, as soon as it's done, it sends you to a default thank you page. This is where it's going to send you, so at least it tells people, hey, what you just did worked. I like to create a custom thank you page. This is another step because really what you're doing is creating another lead page. I'll show you one just so you know the difference. And you're just going to lead page and you're typing in thank you page for a template, and it'll have lots of templates. And the one that I just created for this thank you page, for the 15-day challenge, I always try and make my thank you pages a little more fun. So this one I have, you're a rock star and you're all set. You should receive an email in mere moments, because an email is sent to them right away and it'll give you information on blah, blah, blah. Typically, if you are attaching a lead magnet, this thank you page tells them, go look for your email because it has the downloadable PDF item. Another thank you page might just be a standard, you're a rock star, you're all set, your resource guide is on the way, contain your excitement. We thought we'd let you know about one more thing. And then there's something to let them know about, to come and join, whether it's your Facebook group, whether it's check out this blog post. It's kind of like, all right, you're waiting for this item to come. Here's something while you're waiting. So that's another option for a thank you page. I think I must have had too much caffeine this day because I created this thank you page that says, you're all set. Starla, the social marketing fairy, has just delivered an email with your download. Go on, check your inbox. We hope you find it as magical as Starla. Now, once you create the thank you page and you hit publish, just like a lead page, you need to take the URL just like you did before. You're going to take the URL for your thank you page, copy that, click done, and then you go to the lead page you created, and there's an area to change out the default thank you page, that ugly one, to send people to your custom thank you page. So if I go back to my test lead page, so once I have my form, I click on the button. This is where your thank you page. So send an email after someone opts in. Well, yes, I want them to, oh, you know what? See, this is why we test things. I did not select my lead magnet that I wanted them to download. So I think, yeah, I just created a test and I said the test email, that's what's going to be sent. I have, yes, I want an email to be sent to them. Attach my lead magnet. So again, you're going to look through all of these just to make sure you've covered all your bases. But at the bottom, you see thank you page. By default, it's going to use the one that we showed. I don't want that. I want to add my own URL. So I paste the URL that I just copied from my thank you page, and now I click OK. Now, save. You come back here. You want to test the whole thing again. And I even ask someone else after I test it. I usually will send it to someone and say, can you test this? I want to see that your email drops into the list on my email service and everything is working just fine. So once you've tested it and had someone else test it, you know you are good to go. Then you can create a graphic. You might do something similar to the one you have here. Create a graphic to put at the bottom of blog posts. Put the graphic on a social media post and say, download our character guide, and you can put the link to the landing page in your social post, and that becomes a social media post as well. So there's lots of places you can promote your lead magnet and your lead page after you've got it all set up. So I know this was a long tutorial, a long video with lots of pieces, but once you do this and practice, go in and set up an account and practice it a couple times, do some tests, and just send it to yourself, add you to a blank list and send it to yourself. Once you've done that a few times, you'll get it down. There's always lots to learn in Lead Pages. The good news is they put out tons of learning resources. So good luck and safe travels.